students. Today we start the new lesson metallurgy. Earth was born about 4.5 billion years ago. Various formative processes have been taking place in the core of the earth and its surroundings since its creation till today. These have resulted in the formation of various ores, liquids, and gases. Now, think about it. Which method do we use when we want to study many things together and at the same time? So, we are checking the answer of this question on one paper. Check now. When we want to study many things together at the same time, we should classify them according to their properties. We can consider their appearance, reactions, uses, etc. For example, elements can be classified into metals, non-metals, and metalloid. That is based on their physical and chemical properties. So this is the answer given about that question. So come back to our points on the first page. See in the first paragraph. The substances around us are in the form of some or the other elements or their compounds. In the beginning, elements were classified in accordance with their chemical and physical properties into the types metals, non-metals, and metalloids. And these are in use even today. You have studied their characteristic in the last standard. We are going to get more information about them in this lesson. So what is the question given? Can you tell what are the physical properties of metals and non-metals? So in that next paragraph that is given and we write in the form of question and answer also. Now see there. Physical properties of metals. Metal exists mainly in solid state. The metals, namely mercury and gallium, exist in liquid state at room temperature. So most of the metals are solid in state. That is the first property. Second, metals possess luster, that is the shine. Metallic luster goes on decreasing due to exposure to atmospheric oxygen and moisture and also in presence of some reactive gases. We know that metals have properties, namely ductility, malleability. Means ductility means to forming the wires, malleability means to forming the metal sheets. Similarly, all metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. This is also one of the important property of metal. Generally, all metals are hard. However, the alkali metals from the group number 1 in periodic table such as lithium, sodium, potassium are exception. These are soft metals, but remaining are all hard. These metals can be cut with knife as they are very soft. We know that. Metals have a high melting and boiling point. This is also one of the important property of metals. Example, tungsten metal has the highest melting point, that is 3422 degree Celsius. On the contrary, the melting and boiling points of the metals such as sodium, potassium, mercury, gallium are very low. Next property, a sound is produced when certain metals are struck. That property is called as sonorous or sonority. Mark the answer. What is meant by sonority? After striking the metal, certain sounds produce. Sound is produced. That property is called as sonority. These metals are known as sonorous metals. All are getting? So already this property we learn in the previous standard. Next. properties, physical properties of non-metals. When properties of non-metals are considered, it is found that some non-metals are in solid state, while some are in gaseous state, except only one non-metal, that is the bromine, which is in liquid state. Non-metal do not possess luster, means no shining. But iodine, one exception. Example, iodine is an exception as its crystals are shiny. Next property, non-metals are not hard. Exception is diamond. Diamond which as an allotrope of carbon is the exception. Diamond, underline, diamond is the hardest natural substance. Non-metals have, next property, non-metals have low melting point and boiling points, means at low temperature that non-metals melt or boil. Non-metals are bad conductor of electricity and heat. Exception example is given graphite. Graphite as an allotrope of carbon is an exception. It is a good conductor of electricity. So these are the physical properties of non-metals. So same points we write in the form of question and answer like this. Check that. What are the physical properties of metals and non-metals? So points are given here. You check these points. That is, write the answer point wise. Next question. What are the physical properties of non-metal? That answer is also given here. Check. These are the physical properties of non-metals. How many properties are given? 5 properties are mentioning in the answer. So you write the answer, question with answer in your notebook. Come back. So next page. Chemical properties of metals. Now in this 10th standard we learn in a detail about the chemical properties. See the explanation. Metals are reactive. They lose electron easily. What is the property? What is the tendency of metals? Metals lose electrons easily from their outermost orbit and to form the positively charged ion, and that's why called as metals are electropositive in nature or electropositive elements. Do you know substances which are good conductor of heat usually good conductor of electricity as well? Similarly, bad conductor of heat are also bad conductor of electricity. Exception is given here. One example, that is diamond. Underline. Diamond which is a bad conductor of electricity but good conductor of heat. Remember this exceptional example. Now try this. One activity given for us. Apparatus is given. Chemicals also given. Sample of like aluminium, copper, iron, lead, mercury, zinc and sodium. Note is also given. Use the sodium carefully in presence of teacher. See the procedure. Hold the sample one by one of each of the above metal at the top of the flame of a burner with the help of pair of tongues as shown in the figure or a spatula. So 3 questions given for us. Now what is the first one? So out of these given metals, which metal catches fire easily? Second, how does the surface of a metal appear on catching fire? And third one, what is the color of the flame while the metal is burning on the flame? So actually this is the experiment we perform in the laboratory as per the availability of these metals and confirm the answer of these 3 questions, but theoretically we learn on one paper. Check. First question, which metal catches fire is readily or easily? Answer is sodium metal readily catches fire because it is a very reactive metal. Second, how does the surface of a metal appear on catching fire? So answer, the surface of a metal appears grayish black due to the formation of metal oxide. Due to the metal oxide form on the surface, what is the color appear on the metal surface? That is the grayish black. Next. And third question, What is the color of the flame while the metal is burning on the flame? So answer is like this. Flame color of different metals as follows. First metal is aluminium. After burning, flame color is white, copper, blue green, iron, golden or brown, lead, grayish white, magnesium, white, zinc, blue green, and sodium, yellow color flame we observe at the time of burning these metals. All are getting? This is activity given here. Come back. Next. Reaction of metals. First type of reaction is reaction of metal with oxygen. So metal combine with oxygen on heating in air and metal oxides are formed. Sodium and potassium are very reactive metals. Sodium metal combine with oxygen in the air even at room temperature and form sodium oxide. Even this sodium oxide also react with water and to form sodium hydroxide. On exposure to air, sodium readily catches fire. Therefore, to prevent accident in the laboratory or elsewhere, it is kept in kerosene. Oxides of some metals are soluble in water. They react with water and to form an alkali. What is meant by alkali? You know the meaning. Alkali means water soluble base. Next. We know that magnesium oxide is a form on burning magnesium ribbon in air. Magnesium oxide react with water and again to form alkali called as magnesium hydroxide. So these reactions we learn on one paper. Now check that. Question, each reaction asked in the exam for 2 marks. First type of reaction, that is a metal react with oxygen due to heating to form a metal oxide, or naturally that is react with oxygen. What is the first reaction? Sodium metal combine with oxygen. So sodium, we are writing the 2 steps. Already we learned how to write the chemical reaction in previous lessons also. First step is what? First step is we are writing the word equation, and in second step we are writing the correct formula and balance the reaction. So sodium react with oxygen then to form sodium oxide. Sodium symbol is Na, solid in state, oxygen O2 molecular state, and in gaseous state we know the valency of sodium is 1, valency of oxygen is 2. If we interchange this valency, then sodium require 2 and oxygen only 1. So Na2O, that is sodium oxide, is formed in solid state. For balancing purpose, we are multiplied by 2 here and 4 to the sodium. We got 2 to the 4 here. Second, potassium metal combine or react with oxygen. So potassium, again same step, word equation and then symbolic representation. Potassium react with oxygen then to form potassium oxide. Symbol of potassium is a K, oxygen is O2, that is a gaseous state, then to form K2O. Similar type of reaction because sodium and potassium shows the same valency 1. That's why K2O, that is potassium oxide, is formed, and for balancing purpose we are write the multiple numbers. Next, metal oxides react. Some metal oxides react with water then to form metal hydroxide, that is the alkali, that is water soluble bases. So sodium oxide is a soluble in or react with water. So how to write the reaction? Check here. Sodium oxide react with water then to form sodium hydroxide. Sodium oxide Na2O plus H2O react with water. Then now H2O, we are splitting this like so. Here required this oxygen is combined with this water and forming the 2 OH minus ions, then react with Na plus ion then to form here 2 atoms of sodium and 2 hydroxide groups are present. So 2 is a common and NaOH is formed, that is a sodium hydroxide is formed. This is one example of alkali. Similarly, magnesium ribbon or metal burning in air. Then magnesium react with oxygen then to form magnesium oxide. Check here. Then magnesium symbol is Mg, solid in state, oxygen O2, gaseous in state. We are writing the valency. Magnesium and oxygen shows the same valency, that's why divisible by 2 and reduce it 1 1. So 1 magnesium atom and 1 oxygen atom combined to form MgO. For balancing purpose, multiple here 2 for MgO and 2 for magnesium. So balance the reaction. Magnesium oxide. This is the second example of alkalis form here. Magnesium oxide is a react with water. So magnesium oxide react with water then to form magnesium hydroxide. This is a second example of alkali, magnesium hydroxide. So again oxygen combined with water to form 2OH group, hydroxide group. Magnesium shows the valency 2 and that's why here magnesium valency 2 but hydroxide group valency is 1, but 2 groups are there, that's why forming MgOH twice, magnesium hydroxide is formed. So in this way we are writing the answers of these chemical reactions. So you also write in the same pattern. Next. So this is first is over. Now second type of reaction. What is second type? Reaction of metal with water. So apparatus are given, samples of various metals that is given in above activity except only sodium. Sodium is very reactive, that's why we are not taking the sodium in this case. Now procedure is given. Drop a piece of each of the metal in a separate beaker filled with cold water. Now questions given for us. First question is given, which metal reacts with water? Second, which metal float on water and why? And third one, which is the third question, prepare a table with reference to the above procedure and note your observation in that table. Now see the answer of these three questions on one paper. See the answer here. So what type of reaction? Second, metal with water. So metal react with water then to form metal hydroxide. Hydrogen gas is released plus heat also released in this type of reaction. Now in text question given, that is here, which metal react with water? So answer, potassium react readily and vigorously, means very fast, with water, while calcium reacts slowly and less vigorously. Second, which metal floats on water and why? Answer is calcium. Calcium floats on water because the bubbles of hydrogen gas produced stick to the surface of this calcium and that's why calcium metal floats on water. Third one, prepare a table with reference to the above procedure and note your observation in it. So see there, first metal is a potassium, react with cold water. Remember this, potassium react with cold water. Magnesium react with hot water, not with cold water, only react with hot water. Calcium reacts slowly with cold water and vigorously, means fast, react with hot water. Next, Aluminium react with water vapor, not with cold and hot water. Remember, that is a steam. Iron also react with steam. Zinc also react with steam. But copper and silver, see what is given, does not react with cold water, hot water or even with steam. Same for the silver. So these two last metals do not react at all with water. So answer is given like this of that activity. Next, come back to the page number 95. Again some reactions given on this page. Check that. Sodium and potassium metal react rapidly and vigorously with water and liberates hydrogen gas. See this reaction. Sodium react with water then to form sodium hydroxide. Hydrogen gas is released, heat is also released. Potassium also same way, because sodium and potassium shows the same valency. Check that. On the other hand, calcium react with water slowly and less vigorously, that we learned in the previous table. The hydrogen gas released in this reaction collect on the surface of the metal in the form of bubbles, and that's why calcium metal floats on water. See the reaction. Calcium react with water, then to form calcium hydroxide plus water. It is slowly react, that's why heat is not produced in this reaction. Next three metal, aluminium, iron and zinc react with the water, but that is what does not react with cold or hot water, but that they are react with steam and to form oxides, not hydroxides. Oxides are formed. And hydrogen gas also release. Aluminium react with water to form aluminium oxide and hydrogen gas release. Iron is react with water to form iron oxide and hydrogen gas is released. Zinc react with water to form zinc oxide and release hydrogen gas. So that diagram is also given. These metals react with steam only. So we are writing the answers of these reactions not like this, but write in that two ways. See on the paper. See here. Check. Sodium metal. First one is given. Sodium metal react rapidly and vigorously with water. So as per our basic knowledge, first step is a word equation, sodium plus water, then to form sodium hydroxide, hydrogen gas release and heat is produced. So sodium valency 1, that's why 1 plus. Hydrogen split in the form of H plus OH minus. This sodium plus ion react with the OH minus to form this sodium hydroxide. Two hydrogen ions are remains to form hydrogen gas and heat is released. So second reaction, that is potassium, write in this pattern. Next, calcium metal reacts slowly and less vigorously with water. So write down the two step, calcium plus water, calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas release. Calcium valency 2, that's why 2 plus ions. Water split in the form of H plus OH minus. Now check the valency. Valency of calcium is a 2, but this positively charged calcium ion react with OH minus, but valency of OH is 1. So calcium is 1 and OH is required 2. So CaOH twice, that's why we are writing the bracket here. Remember. And hydrogen gas is released. Aluminium react with steam. So aluminium react with steam, then to form aluminium oxide and hydrogen gas release. Aluminium valency is a 3 and oxygen valency showing 2. So aluminium react with water, then to form aluminium oxide. Remember this thing, that is given in textbook also, and release the hydrogen gas. How to balance the reaction? You do the proper practice and confirm number of atom is same or not on both the side, that is on a reactant side and on the product side. Similarly, remaining two reactions to write in that above pattern, that is for homework. Next, our next type of reaction is check. Now question given for us, try out and think about it. Test whether the metals gold, silver and copper react with water and think over the findings. Now see the answer of this question on one paper again. See here. Only answer is in 2 lines. Answer is, metals such as gold, silver and copper do not react with water. These metals are very less reactive, and that's why do not react with water. Remember this answer. Next type of reaction given, reaction of metal with acid. So metal react with acid, then to form respective metal salt and release hydrogen gas. So we are writing the answer in this question, in this pattern, question with answer. But see on that paper, on that page number 95, what is given. check. Reaction of metal with oxygen. In the earlier chapter, we have looked into reaction of metal with acids. Are all the metal equally reactive? So answer is no. When samples of aluminium, magnesium, iron, zinc are treated with dilute sulfuric or hydrochloric acid, respective sulfates and chloride salts of metals are formed. Hydrogen gas is liberated in this reaction. The reactivity of these metals can be indicated by the following sequence. So we know that magnesium is more reactive than aluminium. Aluminium is more reactive than zinc, and zinc is more reactive than iron. So that is a reactivity series given here. Now see the reactions given here. So again, these reactions are directly given here, but we are not writing the answers of reaction like this. We are writing the answer in that pattern in two steps: word equation and what? Symbolic representation. Magnesium, aluminium, iron and zinc react with hydrochloric acid. Now see there, I will show the answer on that paper. See here. What is the first one? Any metal react with any acid, then to form respective metal salt and hydrogen gas is released. First one, magnesium. Magnesium react with dilute hydrochloric acid. So how to write the reaction? Magnesium plus dilute hydrochloric acid, then to form respective magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas is released. So magnesium, we know that valency is 2, solid in state. Hydrochloric acid, H plus Cl minus, aqueous in state, dilute means mixed with water. So valency of chloride, this positively charged magnesium ion react with negatively charged chloride. So what is the valency? Mg1 and chloride required to MgCl2. Magnesium chloride is formed. Show the arrow here. Plus what is remain? So only one hydrogen atom. For balancing purpose we are multiple number here 2. So 2 hydrogen combined to form a hydrogen gas. Next, aluminium react with dilute hydrochloric acid. Now check that. Aluminium react with dilute hydrochloric acid, then to form respective aluminium chloride and hydrogen gas release. We know that aluminium valency is 3, hydrochloric acid H plus Cl minus, both the items hydrogen and chlorine shows the valency 1 1. So positively charged aluminium react with negatively charged chloride. So aluminium 1 and chloride required 3. So AlCl3 is formed plus one hydrogen atom. So required 2 atoms of hydrogen for release the hydrogen gas. Now for balancing purpose we are writing here multiple numbers. Confirm it. Number of atoms same or not on the both the sides at the time of balancing the reaction. Remaining 2 reactions write in that question with answer. What is the next one? Iron react with dilute hydrochloric acid. Answer is given in textbook. Write in the above pattern in 2 steps. Same for the next reaction. Zinc react with dilute hydrochloric acid. Write in the 2 steps. Next one. Come back on page number 96. So these 4 reactions you write in that pattern. Next, reaction of metals with nitric acid. Now nitrate salts of metals are formed on a reaction of metal with nitric acid. Various oxides of nitrogen like N2O. N2O means what? Write down there. Nitrous oxide. N2O means nitrous oxide. NO means nitric oxide. And NO2 means nitrogen dioxide. First one is N2O means nitrous oxide, NO means nitric oxide, and NO2 means what? Nitrogen dioxide are also formed in accordance with the concentration of nitric acid. Now see the reaction. In both the reaction, in one reaction use the concentrated acid and second reaction dilute acid is used. Then what is the difference in the product? First product is same, that is copper nitrate, but second product is a different. what? Here NO2, nitrogen dioxide is formed, and here NO. What do you mean by NO? NO means nitric oxide is formed, and last product is same, that is water formed. And next point about the small point is given about the aqua regia. What is meant by aqua regia? So I will show the answer on one paper. Now check here. First of all, reaction of metal with nitric acid. So metals react with nitric acid, then to form oxides of nitrogen. Three types of oxides are formed, like N2O means nitrous oxide, NO means nitric oxide, and NO2 means nitrogen dioxide. Now see, concentration is a different of this acid. Now copper, first reaction, copper react with concentrated nitric acid. So copper react with concentrated nitric acid. Then copper, here copper shows the valency 2. That's why we are writing 2 plus, that is solid in state. Nitric acid HNO3, H is showing valency 1, and NO3, that is a nitrate, shows the valency 1. That's why plus 1, single plus and single minus charges are there. Then to form copper nitrate, then nitrogen dioxide and water is formed. Now these two reactions you remember. So what are the products are formed with a concentrated and dilute nitric acid? So which are the products formed? CuNO3 twice, that is a copper nitrate. 2 molecules of NO2, that is a nitrogen dioxide, and 2 molecules of water is formed. Here HNO3, how many molecules are required for balancing purpose? That is the 4. Confirm it is a balance or not. Now next reaction, copper react with what? Dilute nitric acid. So copper, same metal, same here. Copper metal react with dilute nitric acid, then to form copper second nitrate. What we are writing here second? Because copper shows the variable valency 1 as well as 2. So in this reaction, copper shows the valency 2. That's why we are writing here 2 plus charges. 2 plus means in these two reactions, copper shows the valency 2. That's why we are writing in that bracket here also. Check Roman number 2, that to indicate that copper shows the valency 2 in these reactions. So CuNO3 twice, 3 molecules are formed, copper nitrate, 2 molecules of NO, that is a nitric oxide, and 4 molecules of water are formed. Clear all of you? And given here all the 3 oxides of nitrogen. First one is here NO2, nitrogen dioxide. NO means what? That is a nitric oxide, and N2O means what? Nitrous oxide. Names are different. Small point is given on the same page in our textbook. Question is asked like this way for 2 marks. What is aqua regia and how is it prepared? So 3 points are given in the answer. Now check the first point. Aqua regia is highly corrosive and fuming liquid. Second point, it is one of the few reagents that is able to dissolve noble metals like gold and platinum. These noble metals are dissolved in this aqua regia because it is a corrosive and fuming liquid and freshly prepared. Now check in the third point what is given. Third point, aqua regia is a freshly prepared by mixing concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio for 3:1. Means if we are taking 3 ml of hydrochloric acid, then take 1 ml of what? Nitric acid. These 3 in this proportion, we are mixing these 2 acids in the concentrated form to form what? Aqua regia. So this question is asked for what? 2 marks. Remember. Come back on page number 96. Sorry, 96 page number. Yes, right. Next type of reaction is reaction of metal with salts of other metal. Now try this activity given for us. Apparatus is given, read it carefully, chemicals are given, and procedure also given. So in these two test tube, in one test tube we are taking copper sulfate solution and deep iron nail. In second test tube taking the FeSO4 ferrous sulfate solution and deep copper wire in it, and we are observing any changes are occur or not. Now three sub questions are given. What is the first one? In which test tube a reaction has taken place? If we observe the bubbles in any one of these test tube, in that test tube reaction is taken place, otherwise not. Second, how did you recognize that a reaction has taken place? And third one, what is the type of reaction? So I will show the reaction as well as answer of these three questions on one paper. Check now. Check here. So reaction of metal with salts of other metal. I will show symbolically. Single metal is a reactive metal, that is indicated as A. Metal in the presence of salt, that is a less reactive. So this more reactive metal taking the place of this less reactive. So B metal is a less reactive. So what is the form? A is taking the place of B and forming AC, that is a new salt. That more reactive metal and less reactive metal exchange their places, and metal salt and less reactive metal is displaces from its place. All are getting? This is symbolic representation in short form. Now check the answer of that three questions. In which test tube a reaction has taken place? The reaction occur in the test tube in which iron nail is dipped in a copper sulfate solution. Second, how did you recognize that a reaction has taken place? The blue color of the solution means faded away gradually, means slowly, and turn into green color. In addition to this, copper In addition to this, copper coating is formed on the iron nail. These indicate that the reaction has taken place. We are observing these changes in that test tube, first test tube, wherever the blue color solution we are taking of copper sulfate. Third one, what is the type of reaction? So type of reaction is what? Displacement reaction. So how to write down that? This reaction is asking for 2 marks. When iron is react with what? Copper sulfate solution. So iron react with copper sulfate, then to form. Now iron is more reactive than copper, so iron is taking the place of copper and copper displaces, separate out. This copper sulfate solution color is a dark blue. When iron is react with this solution, so FeSO4, that is iron sulfate, actually it is called as ferrous sulfate also. The color of this FeSO4 is a green, and copper is a less reactive than iron. It is a displaces in original color brown. This brown color copper is deposited on iron nail that we observe in the reaction. All are getting? So write the answer carefully in your notebook. Question related to reaction and answer in 2-step word equation as well as symbolic representation. All are getting? Come back to page number what? 96. Here. All are getting? Next one. Reactivity series of metals. We have seen that reactivity of all metals is not the same. However, the reagent oxygen, water and acids are not useful to determine the relative reactivity of all the metals, as all the metals do not react with them. So, the displacement reaction of metals with solution of salts of other metal serves this purpose. If a metal A displaces another metal B from the solution of its salt, then it means that what? Metal A is more reactive than metal B. That is a what? Displacement type of reaction. Check on the next page. Metal A is a single metal. and metal B is in the form of salt solution. So what? Metal A is what? More reactive than B. So A metal taking the place of B. So what is formed after reaction? Salt solution of metal A is formed and metal B separate out. So answer from your observation in the previous activity, that is on previous page, that is related to copper sulfate and iron. Which metal is more reactive? Copper or iron? So obviously answer is copper. In the previous activity, iron has displaced copper from the copper sulfate solution. It means that, underline, iron is more reactive than metallic copper. What in scientists, now see here, activity series is given. Scientists have developed the reactivity series by doing many experiments of the displacement reaction. So what is mean by reactivity? Reactivity series of metals. So mark the answer. The arrangement of metals in the increasing or decreasing order of reactivity is called as what? Reactivity series of metals. Metals are divided into the following groups according to their reactivity. So three groups are there: highly reactive metals, medium, that is moderately reactive metals, and less reactive metal. Now see in that figure. First four metals, that is potassium, sodium, lithium, and what? Calcium. These four metals are react with water. Now from top to bottom reactivity is decreases. Next, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, tin and lead react with water as well as react with acid. Next metal that is given here, that is what? Copper, mercury and silver react with oxygen. And last one, gold do not react at all with any other substance. So in this way, from top to bottom, what? Reactivity decreases. Next type of reaction of metal with non-metal. See the explanation first. Noble gases like, where are the noble gases present in modern periodic table? We know that is the zero group or group number 18 on the right side of the periodic table. So noble gases like helium, neon, argon do not take part in the chemical reactions. So far we have seen from the reactions of metals that cations are formed by oxidation of metals. If we look into the electronic configuration of some metals and non-metals, it will be seen that the driving force behind a reaction is to attain the electronic configuration of the nearest noble gas with complete octet. Metals do this by losing electron and forming the positive ion, while non-metals doing this by gaining the electron and forming the negative ion. So after forming of positive ion, that is cation, and negative ion means anion, these positive negative ions attract to each other and form the product. Outermost shell of noble gases being complete. That's why they are chemically inert, means do not take part in any chemical reaction. When the noble gases, like noble gases, octet is completed, outermost shells are completely filled with electrons. Now you have seen in the last standard that the ionic compound sodium chloride is formed, as sodium metal gives away one electron while non-metal chlorine takes up one electron. Now see the reaction. Sodium, so question is, sodium react with chlorine. Sodium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal. We know the valency. What is the valency of sodium? 1 plus. What is the valency of chlorine? 1 minus. So what? Valency is 1. So sodium is 1 and chlorine also required 1. So NaCl, that is sodium chloride, that is ionic compound, is formed. For balancing purpose, chlorine is a non-metal. It is in molecular state. two atoms are present in its molecule. That's why. But on right hand side, on NaCl, only one chlorine. For balancing purpose, we are multiplied here 2, and that's why 2 Na 2 Cl. But on left hand side, only one sodium atom. That's why here also multiplied by 2. Our reaction is balanced. Similarly, you try to write down the reaction of magnesium and potassium form the ionic compounds like MgCl2 and KCl. MgCl2 means magnesium chloride, KCl means potassium chloride is formed as per this basic information. So you write the answer in that pattern. Check that. Check here. Yes, all are getting. Metal react with non-metal to form ionic compound. Sodium react with a chlorine gas. Already explained this reaction. Similarly, you write down the two more reactions of magnesium and potassium. React with what? Chlorine gas. Come back. Page number 97 in our textbook. Next one. Chemical properties of non-metals. Non-metals are a collection of elements having a less similarity in physical and chemical properties. Non-metal are also called electronegative elements. Why? Because tendency of non-metal is to gain the electron in their outermost shell, and electrons are negatively charged subatomic particle. That's why forming negative ion, and that's why called as electronegative element, as they form negatively charged ion by accepting electron. Some example of chemical reactions of non-metals are given here. First one, reaction of non-metal with oxygen. Generally, non-metals combine with oxygen to form oxide, and that oxide is what? Acidic in nature. Remember, last year also we learned this. Oxides of non-metals, NO means non-metal oxides are acidic in nature, NOA. Yeah, oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. Remember, ONA means oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature. In some cases, neutral oxides are also formed. Now see, the three reactions are given. Reaction with oxygen, which non-metals are given here. First is carbon, that is a complete combustion. Again carbon, partial combustion, and sulfur, complete combustion is given here. And what type of oxides are formed? Acidic, neutral, acidic, like this. So I will show the answer on the one paper. See here. Reaction of non-metal with oxygen. So I will show you a non-metal react with oxygen, then to form non-metal oxide. What we write here in bracket? Acidic. Especially non-metal oxides are acidic in nature, but in some cases neutral oxides are also formed. First one, complete combustion of carbon in air. So write in the two steps. Carbon react with oxygen, then what? Complete combustion. That condition we are writing on the arrow, and carbon dioxide is formed. Carbon valency is 4. Check here. Oxygen valency is 2. Both the number divisible by 2. So reduce the valency 2 and 1. So carbon 1 and oxygen 2. That's why CO2 is formed. It is acidic in nature. Next, partial combustion of carbon in air. Again same. Carbon react with oxygen. So carbon solid in state, oxygen gaseous in state. Condition partial combustion means not complete combustion, not complete burning process occur. What is formed here? In partial combustion, carbon monoxide is formed, CO, in gaseous state. It is a neutral one, remember. And third one, combustion of sulfur in air. So sulfur react with oxygen, then to form sulfur dioxide. Combustion reaction is this: sulfur solid in state, oxygen gaseous in state. So SO2, as per the valence you check, sulfur SO2 means sulfur dioxide is formed. It is gaseous in state and it is a acidic in nature. Next, reaction of non-metal with water, that is given on page number 98. Non-metals react with water to form hydrochlorous acid plus hydrochloric acid. Now first of all, check what is given on the textbook page 98. Check here. Reaction of non-metal with water. Generally, non-metals do not react with water except the halogens. Halogens are placed in the group number 17 or 7th A in the modern periodic table. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. These are halogens. For example, chlorine on dissolving in water gives the following reaction. So, chlorine is a react with water then to form HOCl and HCl. HCl means hydrochloric acid and HOCl means hydrohypochloric acid. So I will show this reaction on one paper. Similarly, two more reactions also I will show on that paper. Check there here first. Reaction of dilute acid with non-metal. Generally, non-metal do not react with dilute acid also except halogens. Again, for example, chlorine react with dilute hydrochloric acid then to form the reaction to form the product. Chlorine is a react with hydrobromic acid. So hydrochloric HCl hydrochloric acid is formed plus Br2 means bromine in aqueous state. And last reaction of non-metal with hydrogen. Non-metal react with hydrogen under certain conditions such as proper temperature, pressure or use of catalyst, that is a reagent. Two reactions are given here. Sulfur and nitrogen react with hydrogen gas then to form respective product. So I will show all these reactions on the notebook page. Check here. So already this first reaction, check here. First reaction is over. Clear? Chlorine react with water. Yeah, chlorine react with water. So chlorine react with water then to form HOCl. What is the name of HOCl? Hypochlorous acid. And HCl means hydrochloric acid is formed. Next. Second one. Next type of reaction given here, that is the this second is over. Now third one. Reaction of dilute acid with non-metal. So non-metal, especially halogens only react with dilute acid. So in dilute acid, which acid we are taking? HBr, that is bromine is present in that acid. Then exchange this chlorine and bromine and respective products are formed. Now see the reaction. Chlorine react with dilute hydrobromic acid. Chlorine is react with dilute hydrobromic acid. So chlorine react with dilute hydrobromic acid then to form dilute hydrochloric acid and bromine is separate out. Check the reaction. Chlorine react with dilute hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid HBr. We know the valencies, that's why showing chlorine -1, then hydrogen single plus, bromide -1, then exchange these chloride and bromide ions and to form respective product dilute hydrochloric acid, that is hydrochloric acid in aqueous state plus bromine in aqueous means liquid state. Remember this. Last reaction of non-metal with hydrogen. Non-metal react with hydrogen, then what happened? Respective product is formed. See the reaction. Sulfur react with hydrogen. So sulfur react with hydrogen. Sulfur solid in state, valency is 2. Hydrogen is a gaseous in state and valency is 1. So exchange this valency. So sulfur 1 and H2 required 2. So hydrogen shows the positive ion positive ion, that's why we are writing the hydrogen first in the product. H is first and then afterwards sulfur. So H2S is formed. How many hydrogen? 2 hydrogens are required, and how many sulfur? Only 1. So H2S, that is a hydrogen sulfide gas, is formed. Speciality of this gas is smell is like a rotten eggs. And last one, nitrogen react with hydrogen. So nitrogen valency is a 3. It is in diatomic state. Hydrogen also diatomic, H2, that is gaseous in state. Both are gases. Hydrogen valency is 1. Nitrogen showing the valency 3. So nitrogen, okay, again same here, H2 and N2. So here formation of NH3, that is ammonia gas, is formed, and after balancing purpose we are writing the multiple numbers. So in this way, today we learn about the physical and chemical properties of metals and non-metals in some details. Thank you.